Hi everyone. I'm different accent in here. I want to make a brand about Japanese accent more higher than Singapore English, something like that. Because I was original from Java, so my mom from Yogyakarta and my father from Ambarawa, and yeah, this is me. So I want to share my experience, but it's not inspirational story like motivator or something like that. It's just uh, the way of young physical disability who have study in United States and who has a contribute in local community. So my full-time job is work in a village with my beloved team of Jogja SDGs. So I want to share how to Jogja SDGs as built last year, and this is it. To be here to be further marking local community is matter. So uh, village has a soul, like when the people gather and meet, talk about the global issue, talk about local issue, but like we have interconnected as human being. And yeah, on the 22 April, 40 young leaders from Southeast Asia meet in the United States to discuss a very important topic about local community and how to empower potential resources in our local community. And this is me is like with a black skin. And I want to share about my journey. So as a result, like I don't know, like I'm one the only in on the stage. Like I was born as a physical disability. So I live in Simbarwaringin, a village 40 kilometers from Bandar Lampung. So it's like lack of access information, lack of education, and poverty. And this is my family. As a very simple my family. My father is a local imam in local mosque, also working in justice court, and my mom works at home. I have one brother, and my family has been taught me if it has been taught me like you physical disability, but you have to make social impact. And my family has been much spend of money, sell home, sell car, sell farmer for surgery my hand, but like nothing has changed at all. Uh, this is my first time I tell you about my experience, and please bear me. And yeah, this is my work. This is my work. Like uh, I work full time in local community in the village in Yogyakarta. So local community for me is home when the people nurture the values and build the better social construction. And the community has interconnected as human being to each empower each other. And this is when I start. So 2012, I've moved to Yogyakarta, and I think I've been living in Yogyakarta 6 years. And when I moved to Yogyakarta, I study undergraduate in Mercubuana University and do the voluntary activity. Like I prefer do voluntary activity than my my study in university. But yeah, I think it's good. Like I teach in Dongkelsari. So Dongkelsari is shelter after disaster. The place has been destroyed by eruption in Merapi, and the government rebuilt the settlement for local people, and I teach like psychosocial because my background is psychology, and I teach in private school. So even though I'm a physical disability, I still remember when my mom said to me, "You have to empower each other. You have to make a social impact in your local community." So it's a hard part because like when I study in primary school or in my childhood, like I have no friend. I have no friend. Like let's imagine the only one physical disability live in the village, and I want to make a friend, but my social environment like bully and ignore me. But I have a dream at years old. Like I want to make a change in my local community and primary schools. I have tried to come my friend's house from one house to another house every day, and my friends said, "Why you do that? Like you look so weird." But I said, if I brave enough, come to your house, meet your parents, play Nintendo, play Monopoly, interaction with your father, do you still bully and ignore me? And my friend like, okay, like I will be your friend. And like the other village in Indonesia, after finish school in primary school, we play football until evening or when Azan was calling. And in my village, I must go to local mosques and read the Al-Quran. Not only read the Al-Quran, but learn about organization. And finally, I met them. Like, I would to thank you for them. Like, since 2030, I will work with them. We run social movement to educate children in local community in Yogyakarta. Like we invite the people who have passion about education and teaching, and we teach about profession. We teach about the skill, and also like I'm the youngest. Like I have no skill. Like I have no skill. I just have a skill like taking a photo or editing video, but it's okay. Like in every week, I have to teach all children, and finally, I have a friend like I teach young physical disability, and we share the same story about like I have dream and he has a dream, something like that. And this is my home when in Jogja. Like uh, I work in here, and because I work in here, I go to United States last year, and we work in mutual assistance. So like as you know, Indonesian have a profound philosophy of gotong royong. Gotong royong means rukun, and Indonesian and enormous inventory of highly specific in cooperation in work and personal relation alike, something like that. Like my friends ask me, how you make a money? Like you have a passion about uh, work in local community. You didn't get a nice a job like work in NGO or work in a company, something like that. Like I believe that when I work in local community and empower the village, uh, the people like is a natural and God's plan. And yeah, I'm here, I'm enough. And like my moment is thick, not cheap, something like that. And like it's my passion about I prefer to live in village than live in urban area. And we know like the Indonesians have a superpower about local people. And when local people meet and work together and implement our philosophy and gotong royong. And this is to news like how interconnected as human being in local community. Not only when disaster has occurred, but when people in local community is mapping the problem and make a solution, is solve the problem in the village. Like there is a complex social problem in the village, but the people does not stressful how to solve the problem, but the people find a best way. Like I think the best solution or social innovation has created in village. And in the village, like a lot of young people, and we know Indonesia have a lot of 65 million young people in Indonesia. And when you invest people in social capital is a good way, it's a great way. Like invest in politician, invest in social worker like me, and invest in environmentalists. So the power of young people who can make better social construction, who can make solve the problem by the innovation, like startup, like an NGO, like a non-profit organization, like the others way. And when yeah, globally there are more than 115. And as we know, when I study in the United States, I met a lot of people similar with me, like they from the village, and they empower to create urban farming. And I think, like, okay, not only in Indonesia have a local community and rural village, but the other country have a lot. And yeah, they have a super powerful for investing people. And yeah, this is my job. Like I interview young physical disability and stakeholder in the village, and I deliver about my work to stakeholder in the global. In if you want to invest people, you have to visit Indonesia, or if you want to invest something, you have to visit in Indonesia. Like, yeah, when I work in village, I just came and I asked about how do you make money. And when the interview ended, she gave me a lot of pineapples. Like, okay, yeah, this is like I prefer to live in the village. Like, I have a lot of free food. I have a lot of like free snack. Or when you hungry or when you starving, you just come to the village, and the people, yeah, this is food for you. And yeah, on the 22 February, uh, we are young leaders in Indonesia met in U.S. Embassy. And I didn't expect I will go to United States. Like, yeah, I'm the one and only physical disability, but I just confused, like how I come to study in the United States. So I think there are a lot young people in Indonesia who has contribute like more contribute than me, more impactful than me. That I don't know, like how I come. And I study in Arizona last year with, yeah, 6 young people. We have different background. We have different culture, but we have a similar mission. we want to empower our local community after uh, studying and back to Indonesia. And I met a family, like a place that now I call home in Arizona. I share about she is teaching in special education, and I share about how to nurture a different disability. Like I'm a physical disability, and there is a deaf, and something like that. And yeah, on the 22 August, we are 9 leaders in Yogyakarta built a non-profit organization. So actually, the idea from Daniel, he has founded Jogja SDGs, and when I was studying in Arizona, I did a online conversation with Daniel, and he explained about the idea, and okay, let's make it real. And when I go back to Yogyakarta, we have a discuss, and I back to Yogyakarta with a lot of knowledge how to empower local community, how to create a social program, how to create a social impact, something like that. And we we have discussed, like last year we don't have a office or a headquarters, so we discuss in co-working space or uh, coffee shop. Not coffee shop is like fancy, but coffee shop is, I think, less than $1 for one glass coffee shop. And yeah, we have a different background, but again, I don't know, like it's a God ways or a God plan. Like I always place into a new group, a new home, a new team, and I'm one the only physical disability, but I'm very grateful work with them. So like I want to share, explain how we struggle with a non-profit organization, like find funding or grant, find opportunity, like find networking, a great social program, like uh, we have to move from another co-working space and another co-working space, like uh, actually we don't have office, but we are struggling to rent the office. And the story is this, like we want to build local community in Yogyakarta towards sustainable development. Like we know this sustainable development is global issues, and uh, we understand the human live in the earth is like international NGO, or like a pyramid. The highest top is the rich people, international NGO, government, something like that. But if sustainable development wants to implement on 2030, we have to deliver the substantial about sustainable development in local community or in the village. Like a lot of people in the village does not understand about what is it is sustainable development goal. So we we combine we combine a local knowledge and re-endorse local knowledge toward a sustainable development. Like there is a correlation or related local knowledge or local wisdom with social with sustainable development goals. Like in Japanese philosophy, I speak in Japanese, like uh, kalau makan dihabisin. In Japanese accent, like nek makan dienteke. Yeah, and the philosophy has been implement number 12 about responsible consumption. Yeah, this is the power of people in the village. And And this is it. And after last year, we are struggling to get a funding, to get a networking, and finally, we get funding and we get a grant last year. I went to Manila to attend the summit, and the summit uh, provide a lot of grant or funding. And okay, I take it to create a social program. And last year I meet with some professor in Arizona, and I explain about the program, and they want to invest us invest us like they happy about the program is Jogja SDGs for primary education. So we have 23 local communities, and maybe you can visit jogjasdgs.org. You can see our member, and our member have a different category. Like our member focus on gender equality, environmentalist education, health and well-being, sustainable cities and community peace and partnership. And also Jogja SDGs focus on partnership for the goals. Like we have 23 local communities, and we want to deliver the substantial sustainable development goals through our program, like exchange learning and sharing the ideas. So the program started on April, like in 1 month, twice activity with different focus. In the first activity focus on quality of education and sustainable community and city. And the local communities in the rural village teach to the children live in the rural village. And the social program has a participant like I think 200 no 200 215 has contribute to our program. And the program will be continuing until next year. And we want to create a recommendation for our local government. And this is young people work. We work in a grassroots perspective. We work living in the village, but we have impactful, and we have nice progress. And yeah, this is the future. Like, nah, we we teach the children as voluntary, but the local people give us a lot of food and a lot of drink. And when I ask how much do you spend the money, like it's okay. Like we are so happy when you came here and teach the children. And I want to my son know about global issue, now about access information, now about like how to plant mangrove. And we teach about mangrove, and we explain about how to function mangrove for environmental. And like this is a place like I call the place is our office. It's a small house, but yeah, it's enough to full of my team. And Jogja SDGs focus on partnership for the growth through the grassroots perspective. As we know, like currently we have 23, and we want to did and we want to from locally to globally. Like yeah, this is my dream. X years old, I want to change local community, and I met my team. And I've now full time is my full time job. My full time job in Yogyakarta. Like I've like it's experience, but I don't know is a good or not. Like there are a lot my friend or social support like why you ignore for a better job like actually I have to work in international NGO in here in Yogyakarta last January, but I ignore. Like I believe in our initiative can make impactful for the next future. So like my friend, you stupid. You ignore a million salary. Like you can invest your money to buy a car to build your home, but no, I have a soul when I live in the village. I have a soul when I have interconnected with the people, not like I have to teach about the global issue. Like no. So the local people inspire me, teach me how to philosophy, like philosophy of Javanese, philosophy of the local people. Like we believe uh, the higher power is the higher power does not come from individual, but reside in partnership, collaboration, and shared responsibility. And we want to collaborate to be more sustainable world to live. And I want to explain a little information like this is our initiative. I don't know. This is our one 1 year 5 month, but let me continue our work. Like we are not a politician. We are not famous person. Like we only know how to work in local community as social worker. And terima kasih.